Alright, hello everyone. So this is the video for the demonstration for your midterm exam. So after creating the questions in the midterm exam, I found having these demonstration videos will be very helpful. So let me start it. So you may remember that there are level of measurement as nominal or the ordinal, which is the categorical, and the metric as the interval or the ratio variable. So the nominal and ordinal variable, you can choose several types of a central tendency. So nominal variable, the mode is only available. The ordinal variable, which has the increasing or decreasing order, you can use median or mode. And for the metric variable, you can use mean, median, mode. So you may remember that. And based on the level of measurement, you can choose or you can use specific types of the specific types of the visualization. For categorical variable, you can use the pie chart and the bar graph, and for the metric variable, you can use a line graph and the histogram. So you can, based on the level of measurement, so you are choosing the variable based on the level of measurement. So not used in the as an example of the lecture or demonstration video. So you can choose any categorical variable based on the instruction and the metric variable and follow the instructions in the exam questions. Alright, so let me try to make one example. So one example of the categorical variable. So you can use, maybe you can go to the utilities and the variables to go more, see the further details of the variable, like a Benny, clearly vary the nominal variable because there is no order between agreeing about operation or not agreeing about operation. And another way is using the analyze the descriptive statistics and the frequency and a Benny and check. So maybe you can check the later the statistics, but you can use OK and finding yes and no. So if you are using the Windows version, you would have the numbers on that. It's much better option. So I don't know why the more recent version, the Mac does not provide that. So you can see that. So the utilities and variables and a Benny, right? So 1 is yes and 2 is no. So this is nominal variable, and you can use the specific types of the central tendency and specify the central tendency as mode, which is the only one you can use, and then some types of the central tendency and distribution. All right, so frequency, and you can use the statistics, and you can use the mode because that is the only one you can use as central tendency. So for the nominal variable and ordinal variable, you can find the standard deviation, but minimum and maximum you can check it. For the skewness and the kurtosis, you can only use that for the continuous variable, I mean the metric variable. So you'd rather not using it for the categorical variable. So you can just continue and OK. Alright, so in the statistics, mode is number 1, and as you could check in the variables, number 1 in a Benny is yes. So the mode is yes because it's a little bit, so it's very bigger than 50%. So it's the largest group, and we can find the median because it is not increasing order, and the minimum is 1 and maximum is 2. So yeah, because yes is 1 and no is 2. So you can find a very simple statistics here. And so for the graph, you can choose a bar or a pie chart. So bar graph, simple. So surely the percent of cases, and a Benny, you can make it in the category axis, and you can make a title as maybe based on the instruction. Maybe you can as maybe Jane Lee. Maybe question number, so you can find the instruction based on the number, question 3 by 1, and maybe the subtitle based on your one, maybe on the graph or bar graph of the a Benny variable, and continue. All right, so let's say. Okay, right. So you have the title and the subtitle, and if you want to add some labels here, yes and no, double click, and you can go to the label option, right here, show the data labels. All right, and close and close. All right, so you can find the labels in here. So if you're using the Mac version, maybe you can use the Control Shift number 4 to set up the area of the screenshot, and you can make the screenshot as like this way, and find it and attach this file to your assignment or exam file. Or if we are using the Windows version, maybe you can use copy as image or save as image. This is not it's not working. It's not working here in my Mac version, but you can use it. You can use it, and let me double check. You can use it on your Windows version. All right, it's working. Okay, it's working in the Mac version as well. So if you copy, so the right button click, right click, copy as an image, and if you paste it like this, maybe it's better option. All right, so you can try in this way. All right, so this is the categorical variable you can use for the question number 3 and other questions in case you need to have this kind of variable. So again, you cannot use any example variables I used in the lecture, demonstration video, or others. So please choose any variable not used as examples in the class. Okay, so what kind of the metric variables that we used before? So you may remember the EDUC variable, right? So descriptive statistics, frequency, and maybe reset, EDUC. And as we know, this is the the scale or the continuous variable. You can go to descriptive statistics. You can choose statistics and mean and median mode, standard deviation, median, minimum and maximum, and skewness and the kurtosis, right? So for the metric variable, it's very important to choose the skewness and the kurtosis. So you may come back to the lecture slide that the skewness is showing that whether that is the normal, that is following the normal distribution, or the right skewed and the left skewed. And so you may come back to the lecture slide and you can find what it means, because that's what it says about the distribution of the variable. All right, so for the metric variable, you can find it. So continue and okay. All right, so you can find that the median, mean and median mode, standard deviation, skewness, and the kurtosis. So you can follow. So you can go back to the lecture slide to go more details. So you may know that the graph is the line graph you can follow. So where is a line graph? Line graph and the simple and the percent of cases, EDUC. The title is maybe the question 3 to 5, whatever, more is following instruction. And you can say that the line graph for EDUC variable and continue and okay, right? So this is the very basic graph you can follow, you can create based on the line graph, and you can double click, and if you like it, maybe you can add the labels. So it's up to you. So up to you to that. All right. So maybe it's following the instruction, so you can do that. All right. So these are some possible explanations. So again, for the bar graph, the bar graph is one option, but you can use the pie chart for the categorical variable. So we use the A Benny, and the title you can make it blah blah blah. So question 3 H1, and the subtitle is the pie graph for A Benny variable, and then okay, and double click, right? Double click and add the label, and okay, and maybe you can make it as copy as not again, copy as image and paste it as right. Okay, that is very easy. And for the EDUC variable, you can also use the histogram. So you can use the EDUC variable and the variable panel by. No, you don't need to have that. Maybe question number 3, -5, whatever. Histogram for EDUC variable, and continue and okay. Yeah, double click, add the label if you want to, if you need to follow it. So the percentage is not available here, so you can make it and copy table. No, copy the graph, and you can copy. All right. So and then if you wanna copy the table, you can make the screenshot. Maybe you can use the snipping tool or the screenshot program. So make it and then copy this one on your document. So where it is. So that's it, right? So you can attach it. So following the instructions are very, very important. So you should please check the instruction very carefully and follow the instructions. All right, so categorical variable. Choosing the categorical variable and then following the chart on the following the rules of the thing. All right, for example, so you can go to the maybe utilities and the degree variable. We already know that. We already know that the coding scheme is available, right? All right, so 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4, you can find it. So maybe creating the table is very, very useful, right? So let's suppose that. So the original variable, maybe you can click that. Maybe degree variable. All right. So 0, maybe 0. Okay, 0 is the less than high school. All right, so 0 is less than high school, and let's suppose that you are choosing that maybe less than college and over or including over college. So less than high school or more than high school. So 0 is less than high school and 1 is the high school. So maybe you can make it as the first category. So it's 1 and 1, and the 2, 3, 4. So 2 is junior college, 3 is the bachelor's degree, and 4 is the graduate degree. So you can make it a 2 and 2 and 2. Or if you do not like this kind of very long table, so maybe you can make it as I just want to delete that. So maybe you can make it as, all right. So original variable 0 through 1. That is 1 in your new variable, and you can say that less than high school. All right, and then so here you can find the 2, 3, 4, right? 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4 is number 2. Maybe you can say that more than high school diploma. So maybe you can make it. So maybe you can delete that. Maybe delete cells and move cells. Delete the entire row. Then yeah, so that's very, very simple, right? So this is the coding scheme that 0 through 1 in the original variable will be 1, 2 to 4 in the original variable will be 2 in our new variable. So let's keep this coding scheme and come back to the SPSS program. So all right, so the transform and recode into different variable. That's very, very important. Recode in different variable and degree. All right, you can go and you can find the coding scheme here, right? Let's keep moving. Okay, so 0 through 1. So maybe you can create that maybe degree variable. So you can make it whatever the name it is. So recoded degree variable. All right, and change. And make sure that you are not using the same variable I used. All right, so you should use your own variable your choice. And old and new variable. All right, so following that scheme, 0 through 1, the range is 0 through 1 will be 1 here as it is 1 in our new variable. And then 2 to 4, right? 2 to 4 is number 2 in our new variable, right? 0 through 1 is 1, 2 through 4 is 2, and okay, right? So it says some variable is created, and if you go to the bottom of the variable view, you can check it. So lead degree variable is here, and if you go to the value, okay, Alright, so this is a little bit different from the Windows version. So you may have the Windows version is better, but you can follow. So you can check my demonstration video I provided for the record session. Alright, so the 1 is less than high school. So 1 is less than high school. And then number 2 is more than high school. And okay. Alright, so let's go and analyze. Okay, let me double check. Descriptive statistics, frequency, and oh no, not paste. No, not this one. Sorry about that. Okay, analyze, frequency, reset, degree variable. Alright, so we don't need to check the statistics and others. Okay, right? So you create that less than high school and more than high school, and you can copy this table by screenshot. All right, screenshot, and attach it to your exam file like this. All right, so that will be very, very easy. So you can use the same scheme. So for example, the EDUC variable, for the EDUC variable, it has 0 through 20, but you can make it as 0 through 12 as, so you should choose another variable, not EDUC variable, because it was used as a demonstration. So 0 through 12 would be high school, and maybe over 13, maybe 13 through 20 will be the more than high school. So having the same scheme. So probably, maybe if I need to use it as another coding scheme. So in EDUC variable, so let's suppose that you are using the EDUC variable, and 0 through 12, that means the high school diploma, 0 through 12 is 1, and maybe 13 through, so based on this table, 20 is the maximum, so 20. So the 1 and 2 less than high school and the more than high school, because 0 years of education and 12 years of education, 0 through 12 years of education will be high school or less than high school. So that will be maybe high school or less will be the better label, and maybe more than high school is same. All right, okay, all right. So 13 through 20, that will be easy. Okay, so coming back, so the liquid transform, liquid in variable, the list set, this one, EDUC. Right, so this is not very good example, because for the exam question, you are connecting the two variables. You are connecting those two variables for the making hypothesis. So the EDUC, education and degree variable, these all measure the same thing, the education. So you'd choose another type of variable, because that's not very meaningful to connect those two same variables. But anyway, the EDUC is the name of the new variable, and maybe you can say the decoded EDUC variable and change all the new values. So based on the scheme, the coding scheme, 0 through 12, 13 through 20, these are the schemes. So 0 through 12 is number 1, 13 through 20 is number 2. All right, and add, and okay, and then coming back to the variable view, saying that number 1 is high school or less, number 2 is high school less, and then more than high school. Okay, and okay. All right, so analyze descriptive statistics. So re-EDUC. Okay, and then high school less and more than high school. So you can create those two new variables, and lastly, you can go to the analyze and the cross tabulation. Where is the cross tabulation? The descriptive statistics and the cross tabulation, and you need to make sure that the independent variable should be placed in the column and the dependent variable should be placed in the row. So we made 2 education variables, like a education, degree. So this is a column. So let's suppose that you are comparing the education level, how the education level impact on the let me see. No, sorry about that. So maybe how the gender or the race impacts on the level of education. So the race is the original. The race is a cause of the different levels of the education. So race is independent variable, or the gender is the independent variable, and then the degree variable is the dependent variable. All right, and the cells, you can go to the cells and the column percentage to show the column percentage. This is very, very general, right? And okay. All right. So you can create the race as independent variable and the education level as the dependent variable. All right. So these are a very, very short demonstration for the exam questions. So question number 3, question number 4, and you may come back to the lecture slide again or other types of the other demonstration videos to check more details or to reconfirm more details from those videos. All right, so good luck in your exam, and I will be in the classroom on Tuesday and the Thursday during the class time. So if you have any questions, you can come and ask for the help. Thank you, and good luck in your exam.